Dear lecturer and classmates, we are Group 24. My name is Xing Tong. Today we are going to discuss several issues about Lean implementation in Toyota related to strategic accounting. Firstly, I will introduce the background of this article and summarize subject matters with author's arguments, following by Hui Xuan, Mingen, Yiru, discussing three major issues in this article. Lastly, Yao Wen will provide the conclusion. This article is from a book called Implementing Lean, Twice the Output with Half the Input. This book was written by Fred Wilton, Charlie Postman, and Daniel Postman. As we all know, Toyota is a famous Japanese automobile manufacturing company. Its vehicles are popular in their quality, longevity, and reliability. Based on sales in 2020, Toyota is the largest automobile manufacturer in the world. Lean can be considered as a management practice to improve efficiency and effectiveness by eliminating waste. The core principle of Lean is to reduce and eliminate non-value-added activity as expected. This article basically discusses practical Lean implementation in Toyota to offer readers a deep understanding of Lean thinking and relevant theories. The author firstly introduced 5 precepts, TPS philosophy, and 14 principles of the Toyota's way. This helped build a strong corporate culture and solid foundational requirement base in Toyota. Moreover, the author also provides some theories and tools to help us better understand and implement Lean, such as the 5 whys, process-focused metrics, and etc. The author also mentioned the system thinking theory to show how it influences Lean implementation and how people become vital in the system. The most important part is the author used the Tokyo House model to demonstrate the success of the Lean implementation in Toyota. JIT maintains a minimum amount of inventory, equipment, labor, and space to eliminate unnecessary waste. Jidoka ensures the quality of the products to reduce the product deficit. It also required the improvement of machine and the protection of operators to minimize mistakes and costs as expected. The author also interprets the importance of the understanding of Lean thinking and the role of the quality control circles. What's more, the author also provides a clear definition about what is true respect for humanity. They consent to the positive role of management, differentiate Lean and layoff, and touch a bit about the relationship between union and Lean. That's all my part. I will pass my time to Hui Xuan. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hui Xuan, and today I'll be discussing with you the issues that we have raised in the Toyota case study and how did Toyota actually manage to overcome it. Okay, first off, when we are looking at this case study, it speaks a lot about Lean management, and like what Irene has briefly mentioned in the introduction, that Lean management is actually a concept that was good by the Toyota production, and it shows how we should define value from the customers by eliminating wasteful resources on our end, which is Toyota. This is done by empowering every individual in the company to make this goal work possible. Okay, first off, we can take a look at the case study, page 3. One of the issues that was raised by Toyota is that they understand that not all of its employees are trained into system thinking, and hence they introduce this concept of respect for people. The name of this concept is called respect for humanity, the people please. This idea of respect for people is actually placed in place so that the idea focus a lot on employees, on how they can encourage employees to have a better mindset and how they can encourage employees to do problem solving. Okay, some of these examples whereby why they want to introduce this concept is because first they wanted to have all the employees to have a learning mindset, and second, they want all of them to have a driven goals, and third, to think of an answer for themselves, and also to train all of these employees so that they can have a better knowledge and better work skills in the company. Okay, the respect for humanity, the people place concept is actually driven to help all of the workers to work professionally and allowing them to take pride in their work. And on top of that, we can take a look at case study page 11. It shows how the 5 why concept, okay, the 5 why concept is actually taken into place so that also to allow all of the employees to think deep. Actually, in Toyota, they wanted to emphasize the concept on 5 whys because they didn't want the employees to have a mistake by saying I don't know how. Okay, so this 5 why concept is actually introduced so it forces the employees to think deep and so that they can get to a point of realizing what's wrong and they can get to a point of realizing what they don't know. Okay, we felt that throughout this entire case study, and the Toyota did a very good job in terms of having increments of goals and ways of how they should train their employees into thinking well. It is very challenging to have all of the employees to think on the same page of as the same page of the company, and thus we realized that the implementation that Toyota made, like the respect for humanity and the 5 why thinking process, allows everybody in the company to work together and also to foster a same mindset so as to achieve its company's goal. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ming En. Now I would like to talk about the second issue, which is GIT just in time. GIT is the methodology that developed by Taiichi Ohno and perfected within the Toyota Motor Corporation manufacturing plants, aimed at reducing the flow time within the production system as well as the response time from the supplier to the customer. Referring to the article, it stated that the true purpose behind the GIT is to reduce the inventory in the system in order to make the problem more visible and expose the waste. Because excess the inventory and idle times are always a sign of waste and hidden problem. GIT unfortunately comes with a few potential drawbacks, which can have a significant impact on the company if they occur. Firstly, GIT manufacturing is achieved only when all the parties involved in the whole supply chains and will work in a great tandem and coordination. However, GIT may fail sometimes if any of the supplier will fail to fulfill their obligation and respond to the requirements in a timely manner. It was observed that the supplier had an impact on delivery delays as the supplies delivered by them were of poor quality and were delivered with a delay. These factors lead to delayed production lines, eventually leading to late product deliveries to the company clients. As a result, this may cause the companies to depend on suppliers and hope that they are able to make the adjustment to deliver goods quickly and efficiently. If there is any disruption of the inventory processes, that can lead to a sudden downtime in the production, leading to huge losses for the organization. Therefore, it is very important that to choose reliable suppliers and have a strong relationship with them so that the company can make sure that they have the needed materials to meet the customer requirements and their demands. However, it is proved that the challenge may also exist due to the organization's internal procedures and the internal inefficiency. Moreover, to identify and solve the GIT supply chain problem, one of the basic techniques leveraged, the 5 whys methodology was applied to find the root cause of the said challenge. This tool involves asking why up to five times to drive the root cause of the problem. For example, the main problem of this diagram is that all the supply arrive after the planned production started. So, after asking 5 times why, we know that the root cause of the problem is that the newspapers are not visible when arriving at the office. So, the real solution can be found to tackle the root cause. If run properly, GIT inventory management is seen as one of the best ways of managing inventory. While it is not without risk, it has a significant rewards, and is ideal for those who are able to plan carefully in advance and build a strong relationship with suppliers. Furthermore, GIT production can be very sensitive of any kind of error. Since the bare minimum inventory levels are maintained, there's no room for any kind of error, and JIT production will not be able to adapt well to sudden increase in volume of demand from the market, since the inventory levels are maintained at a much lower level. To address the JIT inventory problem of the traditional mindset of holding the safety stock, the solution includes increased data processing involvement in the implementation planning efforts in order to upgrade the system to JIT level. Statistical process control enhancement to provide the timely feedback for the engineering and managing turning. Meaningful contingency planning as a response to defect in critical parts, and mature and effective user supply dialogue to support the delivery and quality issue.
Hi, I'm Iru, and I will be talking about the third issue, which is related to quality control circle. QCC defined as a method that encourages a group involvement in problem-solving activities in order to enhance productivity. These group activities can include any number of employees, ranging from various levels in the working hierarchy of an organization. From the article, there are issues raised when implementing QCC. We can notice that knowledge is drained in many industries when implementing QCC. Employees rely on engineering or manager. They are not empowered to learn more about their processes and begin to lose touch with how things work. Besides, most of the current difficulties faced in establishing QCC are that the organization will require a large number of trained staff. Quality circle may fail if the employees are not well educated. Employees may not receive formal problem-solving training, such as the conduct of brainstorming sessions or technical training. Also, personnel may not understand how to use available quality assurance data or correctly implement quality assurance processes. To make their employees well educated and meet the expectations, companies should provide training to QC participants in problem-solving and failure analysis, and provide QC participants with suitable quality assurance tools to solve the problems. In addition, most employees will not be voluntarily participate in QCC-based activities. People in higher levels of the working hierarchy will be disappointed as they will be expecting quick and effective results. And building a mutual relationship is difficult and will take time, as each participant will have their own views towards a situation. To address these issues, upper management may change the participation in quality circles to voluntarily participate. So, employees with interest can work in an enthusiastic environment. Sometimes, employees of quality circles address issues which they do not possess the necessary skills to address. However, management may not be aware that resolving a problem will require a consultant with a special expertise. As a result, the team may waste valuable time as it continues to rely on the skills of the QC group. Therefore, the company can conduct skill assessment to select the suitable members of QC, which require technical skill or expertise in certain fields. Apart from that, the lack of communication may occur in QC group. Communication absence will affect the organization efficiency as it leads to the lack of involvement from the employee. Each department should have a good communication system with each other to get information, which result in maintaining the organization capability. As the organization is dealing with human beings, motivation and moral support are needed to ensure their morals are in tip-top condition. Incentives such as bonus, facilities improvement, and family days should be given as a reward of their hard work working to the organization. That's all my sharing for today. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Ewan, but you can address me as Nick. So allow me to use the last few minutes to actually conclude and summarize this presentation for you. And after that, we'll have some time for questions and answers. So the first issue that was discussed by Hui Xuan was about inefficiency and incompetence in the workplace. So in this case study, Toyota highlighted that their employees had not shown significant improvement despite having attended numerous training sessions. So this is largely due to ineffective training. So they realized that their customers are looking for more effective training, and that these employees require training that leads to having the worker actually use these skills, right, to learn in the workplace. So this was a common issue that Toyota identified, as they noticed that their employees are not well trained into this thing called systems thinking. So Toyota overcame this problem by using the lean psychology to encourage employees and to develop a mindset of consistent and continuous learning. So they also use this method known as the Kaizen method, as it allows their employees to be actively engaged on a regular basis, leading to the consistent improvement of the company. In addition, Toyota also inculcates the 5 whys to reduce incompetence in the workplace. The second issue that was discussed by Ming-En just now was about just-in-time, also known as JIT. So the JIT method tries to achieve maximum output with a minimum input. So this can only be achieved if all parties of the entire supply chain are committed to achieving this, and they work cohesively together with a great amount of coordination. Therein lies the big issue of what if one of the supply chains is late. So JIT production is very sensitive to any kind of error because of its very minimal inventory nature, and because of that, any mishap or any errors, right, will lead to big losses for the organization. It's belief in the case study that it's important to have reliable suppliers and have built strong relationships with them in order for them to meet the customer demands. So in the case study, Toyota implements the 5 whys methodology here as well to address the just-in-time issue, to find the root cause of a particular problem in the supply chain. So Toyota also upgraded their internal processing systems in order to overcome these JIT issues. And the third and final issue, as mentioned by Yiru, is the Quality Control Circle, or QCC. It was reflected that most employees were not empowered to learn about their processes due to their heavy reliance on their managers. Since establishing a Quality Control Circle requires a large number of trained staff, these circles will fail if the staff are not very well versed in their field. Moreover, those at the higher levels of the working hierarchy, such as senior managers, they expect quick and effective results to be delivered. So another issue of a QCC is that employees will sometimes address issues which they are not proficient in. And when this happens, the organization gets misleading information, misleading data, and they will lose a lot of time and a lot of money. The employees of a QCC may also lack communication with one another, causing a decrease in efficiency. And according to the case study, it's encouraged to incentivize the employees with bonuses, facility improvements, and even family days, especially for the staff and their employees who have families to take care of. And this is because the employees are human beings, whereby motivation and a high morale are needed to bring out the best in themselves. All right, thank you for listening, and we'll spend the next few minutes answering any questions from the audience.